This video is about wills and trusts and asks the question, who is packing your parachute? You know, some of life's situations require prior planning and preparation, or else. Your planning and preparation determines what will happen with your family or survivors. Your estate is going to provide a safe landing, or without planning, there will be chaos and suffering. When it comes to what happens to your estate and to your loved ones in the event of your untimely death or incapacity, ask yourself, who is packing your parachute? Check your knowledge, which is correct. You are in charge when you express your wishes regarding your estate with your will. Courts, judges, and attorneys are in charge. Or lawmakers in Sacramento decide how your estate will be handled. The answer is, lawmakers decide unless you make advance plans with good legal documentation. When you let them pack your parachute, you end up in probate. With probate, the court decides what will happen with your estate. Your family may be left insecure and without access to funds that could have made their life easier. It's important to try to avoid probate. Does a will do that? Not necessarily. Does having a title correctly established help? Not necessarily. You know, there are lots of stories of what happens when someone did not have their estate planning set up well. They thought legal requirements were different than what they are. Here's a story. A young mom had a 5-year-old son. She was recently divorced. She died in a car crash. She had $300,000 in insurance, but the son was only 5. What would happen? She could have set things up with an executor so that her wishes would be carried out. Instead, the court had to set up a guardian and make decisions. There are lots of stories, lots of concerns. What if you're divorced? They could inherit if you don't set things up the way you intend. Does the estate automatically go to your spouse? Not necessarily. What happens to your children and your estate if you and your spouse die at the same time? Depends on what you have set up or not. A trust is your best choice. If you own property, if you have an estate over $50,000, if you have children under 18 years. What have you envisioned happening with your estate? Education for your children or grandchildren? Money to pay expenses? Contributions to organizations, or providing for other beneficiaries? Which of these are true? Your loved ones immediately receive money from the estate to pay for expenses. Not necessarily. Your estate can be tied up for months or even a year or more while your dependents wait and suffer. Yet, your estate is diminished by the amount of the court, administration, and attorney costs. Who can best help you? A paralegal? They don't have the training and cannot testify on your behalf. A cheap one-size-fits-all legal plan? Well, that's probably not the best, especially if there's a lot of money at risk. Do it yourself? There's too much at stake to take those kinds of chances. What's at stake? Your choice, your vision, and your loved one's security. What difference will it make? You'll have more peace of mind. Your loved ones will have more security. We welcome your questions and comments. For a free initial consultation in San Diego, go to help411.com. Call us